the French Winter Wonderland village is right up here. Nestled in the heart of the French Alps, Avoriaz is more than just a ski resort. Whether you're carving on the slopes or exploring the charming car-free village, adventure awaits you at every turn. From thrilling après-ski nights over unforgettable mountain views to some of the best sunsets you can get up in the Alps, discover why Avoriaz is the ultimate destination for skiers and non-skiers alike. Stay tuned to see what makes this place magical all winter round.
Hello everyone, in today's video I'm showing you all the activities here in Avoriaz for skiers, families, or if you just want to explore this place on a walk. First we're going to talk about the arrival, then I'm going to show you around the village, and after that we're going to hit some snow on the slopes. Sounds pretty cool, and now let's dive into this winter wonderland.
Unlike many winter destinations across the Alps, Avoriaz is a car-free village and you're required to park your car outside. For this you have two options. Either you park down at Les Prodains and head up by cabin to access the village, or you drive up the road from Morzine and then just stop by the entrance to Avoriaz. I've tried both. Personally, I prefer arriving via Les Prodains, but in terms of availability, you may have more parking lots right in front of the village. Up in Avoriaz, you only have two ways of roaming around, either by walk or horse sleigh. Exploring this village by walk is not very straightforward, so I'll explain you how you can easiest reach the village center. However, before we're getting to this part, let me give you a brief introduction about what makes Avoriaz to such a special place. Avoriaz was built on a steep cliff up on 1,800 meters, and already just based on its look, this alpine resort is unlike any other you have seen before. For once, you won't encounter the usual wooden chalets that are typical for the alpine region. Instead, Avoriaz charms with these uniquely designed tall buildings with a total number of nearly 2,000 apartments. This already gives you a hint that Avoriaz is not a village in a traditional sense. Yes, you'll be right by thinking that. Avoriaz was built as a resort in the second half of the 20th century. Similar to the other villages of the Alps, Avoriaz is car-free. That gives it a very peaceful, unhurried atmosphere, making it feel like a true mountain getaway, and it even gets better, but that I will save for later.
Sounds pretty cool, right? Now I assume most of you who arrive here you'll be a bit overwhelmed by the big size of Avoriaz, so no worries. If you're exploring the village on a walk, then I'm pretty sure you're going to arrive here by the cabin Les Prodains, and from there I suggest just take this road here, walk up for about 3 minutes. As you arrive here, I suggest you to take this elevator that's going to work like a shortcut. It's going to save you a lot of time, and from the top you need to walk for about 7 more minutes to reach the village center. As you arrive up here, you'll first see this building. The locals say it looks a little bit like a pear. That's, by the way, the oldest building here in Avoriaz. Avoriaz is a modern village. It was opened in the 1970s, so quite recently, if you compare it to other villages in the Alps. Now, to go to the village center, you need to take this road. It's another 7 minutes walk.
The moment you see this merry-go-round and the many restaurants and cafes, you're reaching the village center. There is a lot going on in here, yet thanks to the village being car-free, it actually feels pretty relaxed. For some of you, this might already have been quite some walking, and you may wonder of how to get to see the rest of the village. Here I do have some very good news for you. At the center, you may alight one of these horse sleighs to tour you through the most interesting parts of Avoriaz. That is something absolutely magical. Avoriaz is the only town in Europe where horse sleighs are the common vehicle to get around. That being said, makes this experience affordable to a broad audience. In other resorts, going on a tour on a horse sleigh is rather something exclusive and luxurious. It's really nice to experience a horse sleigh tour during the day, but trust me, it's even much better if you do that in the evening, which I will be showing you in the following parts. Pretty exciting for what you can see only by coming here to explore the village by walk, isn't it? Things are going to be even better if you come to Avoriaz for skiing. This is by far the most efficient way of getting around. From the heart of Avoriaz, the slopes are right at your feet, meaning this village is perfect for skiing out and in. Already the slopes within the village are pretty scenic. My favorite track is this one entering Avoriaz through this tunnel, passing by the center, further heading down to the lifts. Avoriaz is part of the Portes du Soleil, one of the 3 largest ski resorts in the entire world. The resort stretches over the Swiss Alps of Valais into the French Alps, the site in France being about twice as large as the one in Switzerland. The best slopes of Avoriaz are these here: Lac Entre, Col du Fornet, and around Les Landerets. The latter I'll be getting there in the later part of this video. Taking the Lac d'Entre chairlift is a way to reach pretty much all of the points. You may head down to Les Prodains via Jean Vuurnet, crossing over to Schucca to enter Switzerland, or you may take these slopes to get back to the village. These are really nice tracks, all of them are easy, and you'll always have a great view over the village and the massive cliff it is standing on. Towards the end, you'll reach at this spot where you can oversee the village of Avoriaz, in my opinion one of the best places to take beautiful photos. You have this really nice panorama while the village is being very close to you. By the way, also quite accessible for pedestrians. You just will have to hike up for about 5 to 10 minutes from the top station of the Prodains gondola. To get back to the upper part of the village, you will need to take one of these 2 lifts, Tour or Plateau. The Plateau lift is slow, you get a beautiful view over the cliff, also suitable for pedestrians. The chairlift called Tour takes you on a very scenic ride passing between the housing area of Avoriaz. The lift at times may be crowded, especially on weekends and holiday season, which is Christmas, New Year and February to mid-March. After this beautiful ride, you will reach another hot viewpoint of Avoriaz.
So that here is my favorite lookout point because you're standing above the village, getting kind of a drone's eye perspective, and this is super cool because in Avoriaz it's not allowed to fly drones here unless you got a permit. What I really love, you get view over the entire village, you also see the valley, you can see Morzine with Les Plaines, and then by the way, down there that's La Folie Douce, that's a place for partying, especially for après skiing. Very hot place here in Avoriaz, but hey, don't neglect skiing.
La Folie Douce is a pretty cool place to go wild. The part is quite fun during the day, but near sunset in the early night it's going to be certainly the most happening. Talking about spending the night up in Avoriaz, first of all, yes, Avoriaz is surely good enough to be visited on a day if you're a non-skier. However, you're going to miss out on the probably best thing up in Avoriaz, and that is the sunset. Even the nights up there are magical. So I highly recommend you to stay here for at least one night. There is, however, one important thing I have to share with you. Unlike other ski resorts around the world, Avoriaz is not the kind of a village where you can choose among a variety of hotels. Should you stay overnight in Avoriaz, then you will have to do that at one of the many apartments around. There are very few hotels, and these are really expensive, while the apartments, they're really affordable. Apartments need to be booked in advance. The keys and utilities you need to get at the upper part of the village. That's the place where the luxurious apartments are located at. No worries, I'm going to present the upper part including the fancy residences in here in more detail, but let's first talk about the affordable apartments. Many of them are actually located around the central part of Avoriaz.
So this here is the apartment I'm staying at. You can see it's from the 1970s, very simple, but this is good because it's also going to be reflected in your costs, so it's not that expensive. This is the bedroom. There are more beds if you're staying with friends. Now let's go and take a look at the view on the balcony. Wow. absolutely fantastic.
The upper part of Avoriaz, La Falaise, is the one standing on the cliff. This part is a lot less busy, nice to go here for a walk if you want to escape the crowds and the skiers. During the day, in the afternoon or even at night, it's rather quiet in here. As just mentioned, you need to come here for getting your apartment keys.
So that's the upper part of the village. It's quite more spacious, not so happening, which is nice. It's quiet for a walk. Now here you see these blocks, they look quite modern because they've been built much later than the center, which was the beginning of Avoriaz. Now here, if you take a look, you can see that many of these apartments, they are more spacious, and this is also because around here you have a couple of luxurious apartments. And I got a chance to show you one of them, so let's go and take a look. It's called Curia Residences. So now here, one of the luxurious apartments. You can see it's quite spacious, really beautiful and cozy. Like a perfect chalet from a photo book. Here's the kitchen. Yeah, great place for a holiday. Dining table, super cool. Now let's go outside. Wow, absolutely fantastic view. Perfect. So you can see the village of Avoriaz. By the way, here we're just by the cliff. Quite thrilling, but really perfect to stay here. The view is absolutely premium, unobstructed, and now you can guess why. These apartments here are a little bit more on the higher end because of the location, but also because of the space, and underneath there's even a spa, so you really have everything. It's basically like a hotel residence, you could say. And what's important, you need to book this apartment for at least 1 week if you come here during the hot season. But if you come here during off season, then you can book it for fewer nights. A minimum would be 3.
Alright, now one of the very highlights, something I've been dying for to finally get to see with my own eyes. Avoriaz is one of the very best places up in the Alps where I can witness fantastic sunsets, and this on a very frequent basis. During the last 10 minutes before the sun sets behind the mountains, you'll see all of the buildings at the higher located parts of Avoriaz glowing in its strong orangish reddish shine. That's absolutely magical. Enjoying the sunset goes both ways, by facing the sun, seeing the entire panorama with the snow mountains, the cliff, depending on where you stay, or by turning your back at the sun to watch the wooden blocks glowing. There are many nice places to watch the sunset. I would say near Aquaria it's nice to face the village to see the golden reddish shine on the buildings, or up on the hill at the top station of the Tour lift. This is another very popular spot.
I can't repeat enough, but the best time to explore the villages and cities during winter is after sunset when it's dusk. So yeah, you can guess why. Now with the blue hour, it's still bright enough, so there's enough light on the buildings. At the same time, the streets, they're being lit up, and the snow is absorbing all the colors, which looks especially beautiful, very magical. And in addition to that, it's already January, but there's still a lot of Christmas lights all around, and this makes it really exciting to roam around here. And for me, this is also exciting because I'm actually spending my first night here in Avoriaz in my life. I've been here over 40 times, but normally I always stay here in Morzine in the Portes du Soleil, which is in Switzerland. So here, just next to the merry-go-round, is the part where you can go and book a tour on the horse sleigh. This is your taxi should you want to get around here in Avoriaz. And it's quite nice because they offer you village tours not only during the day but also during dusk and night, and it's definitely something I'm going to try out now. So whenever you're taking a horse sleigh tour, they will show you a few nice photo spots, and that's one of them here with this fantastic view with the cliff. There's another one. Let's go and continue. So that's the second viewpoint. This one is quite exciting because you can see the entire valley, and I'm pretty sure meanwhile you figured out that Avoriaz is really all about the houses, about the views, if you come here as a pedestrian.
I guess after seeing all these images and the fact that the Christmas decorations last even past January, you might meanwhile be pretty much convinced that Avoriaz is a true winter wonderland. Yes, it's already fantastic to be up here during the day, but during sunset and night this place has a very unique charm. In Avoriaz there are a couple of restaurants. I've tried a few of them. They range from fancy to simple ones. Really nice is the restaurant Mamma Alpina, where you can have Italian food. La Cabane is great if you prefer it a bit more fancy and authentic French. Since pretty much most of you will stay in apartments, you can also cook at home. There are supermarkets and shops with local specialties where you can find pretty much everything you might need. As magical as Avoriaz is during sunset, dusk and night, the sunrise is not any less of an experience. Watch the rays hitting the sloping rooftops and the snow glowing in orange and yellow light. Time for breakfast and then chasing power on the slopes. Besides the normal tracks, Avoriaz is also paradise for snowboarders and skiers who want to kick in with some more adrenaline. There are 4 snowparks in Avoriaz which it is world famous for. I'm going to show you 2 of them in more detail. At the top of the village is the Chapelle Snowpark, which is suitable for everyone who wants to increase the level of excitement and give it a first try. From small to tall ramps, boxes and rails, there's everything for everyone from easy to pro level. My personal favorite though is the stash heading down to Les Landerets, located in the forest. Absolutely beautiful snow park that you also can pass even if you're not keen to try the rails and the ramps. Great snow parks up in Avoriaz, slopes with fantastic views. Let's unveil the outstanding photo spots of Avoriaz and explore some of the best ski tracks.
And from here you get a really beautiful view over Avoriaz. You can see the cliff, the entire village. Nice to take a photo, but you probably need to zoom in a little bit.
Really scenic is the track from the start down to Combe. For the first time you'll see Avoriaz from below. The lift at Combe will take you up to the World Cup track named after Jean Vuarnet. What's pretty surprising is that despite this track being quite famous, it happens to be not too busy. Frankly, it's not even that difficult. Let's cross over to Schuka, another go-to-go point if you want to access various tracks and transit to the Swiss side.
That's another cool spot here in Avoriaz. You can see the village from a really nice angle, so definitely great to also take some photos here.
Really nice is the track at the Portes du Soleil. It's also the place from where you get a brilliant view over Mont Blanc, the highest mountain of the Alps with an altitude of 4,800 meters. The track is long, wide and has a great variety. In my opinion, the best one in Avoriaz. One of the great advantages of this ski resort is that you can freely cross between France and Switzerland. That's what you can also do in Avoriaz. Let's head up to Chavanette. Up there I'm going to show you one of the world's most famous ski tracks.
So here we're at the boundary to Switzerland at the Pas de Chavanette, and what you see behind me, that's Le Mur, the Swiss wall, one of the steepest slopes in the entire world. Decline is over 90% at times, which is almost a 45 degrees angle. It means very, very steep. Only for experienced skiers, of course.
This track takes you to Switzerland. It will take you quite some time, there are many bumps, but if you make it, then you definitely have achieved quite a lot. Also part of the station of Avoriaz is Les Landerets. This is a pretty nice place to go for lunch, either at Landerets itself or at the wonderful Village des Chèvres. I really love this tiny cute village. You also come here by walk. From the top station of the cabin that you need to take at Ardent will be roughly 10 to 15 minutes of walking. Tired of skiing and walking around? Let's go for some wellness thing at Aquaria. Aquaria is open daily from 1:30 to 7:30 p.m. On Saturdays it remains closed. Enjoy yourself in the warm water, relaxing at the stream, running down the slide, or by admiring the breathtaking view at the outer whirlpool.
You see even the water slide here. I think there's really nothing that doesn't exist. This is your perfect aquatic Disneyland up here in Avoriaz. Ooh, the slide is quite high up. Okay, let's go and try. Really great to be here in Avoriaz for skiing, or even if you're just exploring the village by walk. And if you want to watch more videos like this, then I'm going to see over there. Otherwise, if you're more interested in the top 10 winter attractions of Switzerland, then let's meet in this video.